I think
There you go. I think Brent, is he on? Is he going to jump on it all today?
he's in the car, so I don't think he is. I think it's you and I. So if you
Okay.
can tolerate me this morning, that's what you're
Absolutely.
getting. All right. Well, good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Big waves out
Good
there.
morning,
Let's
good
start our
morning.
Monday. Big waves, big waves.
Woo woo.
Oh, all right. So good to see everybody. Always excited to be on here and extra excited to be on here with Coach Myra today. So we're going to talk about a fun word. And I'll tell you, when I was preparing for this, I stepped all over my own toes. Like I hurt my own feelings. So this is a lesson that I need to learn. So just bear with me. I'm going to be learning right along with you. So the word today is influence. And it's the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. And I think there's so many areas in our lives that we want to have influence. Like I want to have influence over my children, right? My family. We want to have influence at our work. We want to have influence in all these different spaces, but how do you get it, right? Like it's not automatic. You don't just get to. Who's muting me? That's not nice. Was I talking too much? I get it. I've just got started too, so hopefully I'll be patient. But what I found was it says we all have a responsibility to influence the people in our lives to be the best possible people they can be. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. And how true is that, right? That it's not just, sometimes we can think influence is selfish. We can almost think about it as maybe manipulation. But if you are influencing to improve, right, you're offering a gift. So how can you be a positive influence in this world? And I think about Coach when I say this one, Coach Palmer, and Myra too, but specifically, this is his quote, where you lead by example. And we've all heard him say, lead by the tongue in your shoes, not the tongue in your mouth. And then as a mom, we hear, how many times, probably when we were growing up, but maybe the next generation didn't say this, but, do as I say, not as I do. That doesn't work. Like if I'm gonna step on my own toes again, but if I'm cursing like a sailor, but then tell my kids that they can't say a bad word, well, I'm probably not going to have really good long-term success with that. And if anybody wants to hear a story about one of Chase's first words, we can share that one offline. But that's it for another day. But lead by example. And 2, do your homework, right? If I'm trying to influence someone on something, well, I better be knowledgeable about it. I think about, in our working sphere, maybe we're trying to influence people to get healthier. But if I'm talking to you about getting healthier, but then I'm kicking back with a Snickers bar and maybe we'll say a soda, right? And that's my daily breakfast. Well, yeah, I'm probably not going to be a real strong influence on your health because you're going to look and say, well, you don't know what nutrition is, right? So, do your homework, become knowledgeable, be that expert so that you're somebody worth listening to. 3, be authentic. If you know yourself, share yourself, right? If you're just a carbon copy of the rest of the world, what kind of influence can you have if I'm not sharing what makes me unique, right? And sometimes that takes some bravery to share who we really are, but that can allow us to find our people and influence our people. And 4, listen. So listen to both what is said and what isn't, right? In those conversations, in our interaction with different people, we can hear silence sometimes. And that's really a space for us to learn, right? If you're not getting feedback, if you're not getting that interaction that you're looking for, well, that's a message, right? That's something to listen to right there. 5, tell a story. So if you want to influence people, we need to learn how to share a story. And your stories need to be, or should be, related to an issue that you want to have influence over. Okay, so if you can, we know with our industry, everything we do, facts tell, stories sell. So if we want to sell people on that positive influence, we need to do it through stories. 6, catch people at their best and shower them with praise. Again, I know I'm just surrounded by children, but I think about my kids. And when I see my daughter sit down and do a little bit of work, now she's a teenager, so you can't look at it directly. You kind of have to see it out of the side, right? But if I see her doing something that I really like, I'm going to say something about it, right? And I might overlook the times where she's doing something that I don't love. Now, if she's doing something horrible, we have to speak up. But if, she's just being a lazy McDaisy, I'm going to probably ignore that a little bit. But when she gets up and I walk by her room and she's made her bed before I said anything, I'm going to say, wow, that looks fantastic, right? So catch people when they're doing something positive and shower them with that love and praise. And then lastly, know your lane and stick with it. So when you focus on the areas that you're gifted and that you're qualified in, then you can offer that gift to the people around you. But if I'm jumping all over, trying to be in all the lanes that I see in this world, and we can get caught up in that. It's almost a little bit of a FOMO, right? Like I see Myra out influencing people in one way, and I see Billy running a marathon, and I see all these different things, and I want to be in all those lanes, but those aren't my lanes. So I can't influence when I spread myself in all those different places that aren't where I'm meant to spread, right? So the last thing I'll close you with before I hand this over to Myra is control what you can, influence what you should, and then forget the rest. And that's Todd Stalker. So thank you so much for having me on. Myra, I'm excited to hear from you this morning.
Hey, thank you. That was great, Andrea. And I'm excited to be here. Gosh. Just wanted to get going really quickly this morning with the word influence. It's such an amazing word, and we all can be a great influence or we can be a bad influence. And Dolly Ray's pulling on my shorts right now. So if you hear her barking, she's mad because I won't play with her. So anyway, don't we all, I thought about this when I was working on it. Don't we all strive to see the day where every single person in our society can treat everyone else with respect? Do you ever just sit and think about that? I mean, I do, because I guess it's because the world's so crazy right now, but but what are we doing as individuals to influence, to help with this? Obviously, we can't change the world. Just like Andrea said, we got to stay in our own lane. But in our own lane, we can be such a powerful influence to the people that we come into contact with every single day. First and foremost, we've got to have a positive attitude. I don't care if you don't do anything else. If you want to be a person of influence, you've got to have a positive attitude. People are going to be turned off quickly by anger, negativity, and that good old gloom and doom. How many of us know the gloom and doomers of the world? That's an immediate turn off. So you're not going to influence somebody if that's what you're doing. We got to be excited about everything that we're trying to do. We got to lead by example. Andrea touched on this a little bit, and no one likes to hear hypocrisy. Like she said, if you're trying to lead by example and eating healthy, well, you can't eat that Snickers, or in my case, the peanut M&Ms. That's my weakness. So, but then in other things, you just can't be telling someone to do something, number one, that you're just not willing to do yourself. So, that's just an easy one. Be confident. As a positive influence, you have to be confident and know what is right for you. Now, let me explain that. Sometimes that may seem, if I say that, you're thinking, well, Myra, you're kind of being selfish. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is I want to be confident in what I'm doing is I'm trying to influence and help you, because there's always that deep gut feeling, right? When we're talking to someone and we're trying to help them and influence them, we always get that gut feeling. So be confident to lean on that if we need to. Live a joyous life. Be happy. You want to be a great influence on others? Be happy, be joyous. I was going to read the lyrics of the song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. But that's just, go out and do that. But go look at the lyrics of that song. It's such a simple song, but it simply is, don't worry, be happy. When life gets you down, don't worry, be happy. So, another thing is just, teach, don't preach. We got to be a great influence. We got to work really hard to give others the options and to teach why we think there might be a better alternative for them. If you're trying to help them and be a positive influence, help them, teach them, don't preach it at them. You got to be knowledgeable. You got to know what you're talking about. Have information to back you up in everything that you're trying to help someone with. Be accepting and try your very hardest to not judge others. Life is tough for all of us. It is. It's really, really tough for every single one of us. We got to remember that and be compassionate. The one comment that I saw in someone that said, to learn about compassion, try to travel without any money. That is the greatest lesson to learn about compassion, is if you're traveling with no money, because you have to learn to lean on some. So, think about that. That was pretty deep for me. I got a couple more. Be compassionate. Put yourself into every situation for every person that you come across, because every single one of us need compassion. So we got to show it. Dealing with negativity, and I'm going to end with this. To be a great influence to someone, you got to accept that there will always, listen to me, there will always be negativity. I don't care. It's going to happen. So you got to learn to deal with that. You got to help others understand that we can't control negativity, because when we don't control it, it affects our mind. You with me? It affects our mind and how we think. And a great example of this is if I say, Dr. Vince, we've got, there's 100 people in this room right here. And one of these individuals just can't stand you. They can't stand you. What do? We fixate on that one person. So as an influence, what am I going to do? I'm going to say, Dr. Vince, you got 99 people in this room that adore you, that respect you. So now my process of thinking changes completely. So be a great influence in every single way, because I'm telling you, every single one of us have an opportunity every day to be a powerful, positive influence. And sometimes the person we have to try to influence the most is getting up in the morning and looking in the mirror and telling ourselves, hey, you got this today. So challenge you to get out and be a great influence. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow morning. Love y'all.
Beautiful message, Myra. Thank you so much. And we have tune in all week. We've got Myra a few more days. We're going to have a special guest. So we'd love to see each and every one of you. Have a beautiful day. Love you guys.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful message.